Camé, the soap of beautiful women, presents This is Hollywood, bringing you each week one of today's top screenplays starring your favorite Hollywood personalities. And here to tell you about tonight's show is Hollywood's own Hedda Hopper.
Hello, everybody. This is Hedda Hopper from Hollywood. Tonight, Camé brings to the air for the first time a comedy romance that's been thrilling audiences right across the nation. It's that gay RKO picture of the gambling world, Lady Luck. And you who have seen it will welcome the appearance of the original stars of the picture, Robert Young and Barbara Hale. Bob is perfectly cast in the part of handsome Larry Scott, and Barbara shines in the role that set her solidly as an RKO star, that of lovely Mary Audrey. Now up with the Camé curtain for Lady Luck. Lady Luck is the story of the Audrey family, the gambling Audreys. Colonel William Audrey lost his plantation and his fortune betting that Sherman would never march to the sea. Old Buffalo Bill Audrey won back the family fortune, wagering that a crack marksman couldn't shoot a bottle off his head. He shot Bill instead of the bottle. Now we have Gramp Audrey, the biggest plunger Wall Street ever had until he went broke.
I'm an old leopard, and I'm not going to change my spots, so let's not have any conversation about it.
And we have Mary Audrey, battling like all the Audrey women to keep her man from losing his shirt.
He's gone. He's left me.
Who, your husband?
No, my grandfather.
You mean that old guy who was in here in the bookstore? How do you like that?
That's our handsome and bewildered gambler, Larry Scott. Thinking Gramp was a bookie, he left a $200 bet with him. Gramp held the bet, and when the horse won, he couldn't pay off, so he left. Now Larry's back with a case of high blood pressure, which isn't helped a bit by meeting such a lovely girl as Mary Audrey.
I guess he was afraid I'd, put him to work. You see, he's a gambler.
Was that bad?
Bad. I despise gambling.
Oh.
I shouldn't have left him alone in the store. That frightened him.
Well, I've heard of gamblers being frightened by a book, but never by a bookstore. Take it easy. We'll find him.
No, he's gone. He just left a note.
Doesn't he have any money?
I give him $3 a week.
Ouch.
It's my fault. Gramp can't help it.
I know what you mean. But an old guy like that can't get very far. Let's take my car and find him.
Oh, would you help me?
Would I? If I didn't, beautiful, I'd be passing up the best bet of my life.
That's our house over there.
Well, looks like we guessed right. Isn't that Gramp just starting out with a suitcase in his hand?
Where? Oh, it is.
That's a quick trip.
The poor darling.
He's not so poor.
Gramp, where are you going?
What's that? Oh, hello, Mary.
Gramp. Oh, Gramp, you foolish old darling. What do you mean by walking out on me?
Oh, let me go, Mary. I'm no good here.
Where to, Gramp?
Uh-oh. You're here.
Mm-hmm. Let me talk to him for a minute.
He's going right back in the house. Come on, darling.
No, let this fella talk to me for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. This is man-to-man stuff.
Well, all right. I'll start fixing dinner. Thanks so much for your help.
That's quite all right.
Well?
Isn't there a little difference between us?
What made you pick a horse like Mary O?
I like the name Mary.
She didn't have a chance to win that race.
But she won.
Okay. I owe you $600.
Why, you cheapskate. You took my 200. You wanted the bet. You were blowing town with my 2 bills.
Son, if I were younger, I'd flatten you for that remark. And Audrey always pays off, and you'll get yours.
Sure, $3 a week for 4 years.
With a deck of cards and your 200, I could cut that down to about 4 hours.
Oh, cards too, huh?
Poker's my game. Look, son, don't say anything to Mary, and I think we can straighten this whole thing out.
Well, okay. But on one condition.
Fine. What condition?
Invite me to dinner.
What? You'd blow $600 for a meal?
400. I'll take back the 2 right now.
Oh, well, here it is. But I still don't get it.
Mary.
Oh, mighty pretty girl. And pretty wonderful.
I always did like the name. Beautiful night.
beautiful moon.
Beautiful ocean. And
What?
beautiful you.
Oh, Larry.
I'm glad you're enough of a gambler to go for a ride with me.
I never gamble.
Oh, everyone does. Everything in life is a gamble. For all we know, that moon up there might fall into the ocean in a couple of minutes.
For all we know. But the astronomers know differently. You're not trying to defend Gramp, are you?
Oh, Gramps a great old guy.
He's always in trouble. He can't break the habit. But it isn't his fault. It's in his blood.
I know how to handle him.
Yes, you do. You have a way with old men and young women.
Oh, you've got me wrong.
You mean you don't have a little black book?
Well, yes. Here.
Pages and pages of them.
Can you read them?
There's enough light. Ann Peters, Bonnie Jones, Elmira Mary, Mary O, Busher. Busher?
She's as unpredictable as the rest.
You carry this and you don't have a way with the women?
No.
You poor...
No.
I'd love to.
I'd love to have you. Go ahead.
All right. There.
You, know what this means, don't you?
Naturally.
All right. Come here.
Goodness,
Yeah.
This is so...
Yeah.
I hope you don't think that I would...
No, of course not.
Larry.
I know, Mary. Come here.
Good morning, Gramp.
Morning, Mary. You look sort of sparkling this morning, considering that you've been out with Larry every night this week.
That's the nice part. I wake up every morning with a glow.
Like him, huh?
Don't you?
Yep. Well, if you like him so much, here's your chance to stand by him when he's in trouble.
Trouble. Let me see that paper. Captured in a raid on a smart West Side gambling club. Larry Scott, a gambler.
Maybe he was only kibitzing.
A professional gambler.
Huh.
Oh, wait till I get my hands on him.
Maybe that's your handsome glowworm now. I'll
It's
see.
Larry, tell him I'm away.
Hello, Grant. Mary here.
Yeah, but she said for you to go away.
Nothing doing. I've got to explain to her.
You're new around here, ain't you, Bob?
Move over, Gramp. I'm coming in.
Okay, it's your funeral.
Mary, I've got to talk to you.
So, you're out of jail already.
But, Mary...
I've nothing to say to you or your kind.
There's just one thing I've got to tell you.
Tell it to the district attorney.
You can believe this or not, but I just stopped in that place to close out my interests. I'm through with gambling.
Where have I heard that before?
You never heard it from me.
You don't have to shout.
I tell you, I haven't bet a nickel on anything since I met you. I'm going to change my life to anything you want. I love you.
No, it's no use, Larry.
Will you marry me?
Larry, why do you have to ask me now?
Because I have to know. Will you marry me?
I don't know what to do.
Marry me.
Oh, go away, please.
Gramp!
I'm right here, son.
Oh, Gramp, what did I tell you about the 6th race yesterday?
You said 7-Eleven would win by 3 lengths?
Who won?
7-Eleven by 3 lengths?
How much did I tell you Sam wanted me to bet?
5,000.
How much did you bet?
Not a dime.
Why not?
Because you wouldn't have wanted me to.
Larry, is that the truth?
It sure is. 7-Eleven paid $16.80 to win and cost me $40,000.
That does it.
Now what's wrong?
Plenty. What are we standing here for when we can go to Las Vegas and get married?
In a moment, the curtain will rise on the second act of Lady Luck. But now we'd like to tell you about Camay, the soap of beautiful women, and how Camay can help you to have a softer, a lovelier skin. A soft, smooth skin can work wonders for any woman. When you know your complexion is just right, you have a fine feeling of assurance that grows as your beauty grows. Now, many of your features are yours for life. There is no way to change the shape of your forehead or the color of your eyes. But your skin is different. And every woman can aspire to a complexion that's lovelier to look at, smoother to the touch. And that is where Camay, the soap of beautiful women, comes in. With Camay, you can have a softer, smoother, a lovelier skin. Just give up careless cleansing, and the improvement can be a prompt improvement. Your very first cake of Camay can mark the beginning of a totally new skin happiness. Prove this to yourself. Use Camay and Camay alone. Let no other soap interrupt the test that you will make for yourself. We call this going on the Camay mild soap diet. That means for the period of the test, no lesser soap than Camay touches your skin. Just follow the directions in the Camay wrapper and see if Camay doesn't bring you a smoother, softer skin and a fresh confidence in your appearance. Once you've discovered how Camay helps your skin, you, like thousands of lovely brides, will find that your enthusiasm for Camay will increase with every day.
This is Hollywood, and this is Hedda Hopper again, bringing you the second act of Lady Luck, that gay romance which stars Robert Young and Barbara Hale in the roles of Larry Scott and Mary Audrey. Or rather, now that they've checked in at the last frontier in Las Vegas, Mr. and Mrs. Larry Scott.
How do you like being a wife, darling?
It's wonderful.
Hotel all right?
It's beautiful.
We have the bridal suite, but we can't move in for a half hour yet.
Oh, that's all right. I have some shopping to do. After all, I haven't the proper lingerie for a honeymoon.
Want me to go along?
Nope, I'll have to start trusting you sometime.
Don't you worry. My character is improving by the hour. I'll be standing right here in the lobby when you come back.
Good. Bye, darling.
Bye.
Well, if it isn't Larry Scott, the Invisible Man.
Hello, Sam.
Heard you'd reformed, so naturally I'm surprised to see you in Las Vegas. What brings you here?
I came here to get married.
Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer.
No kidding, Sam. I just took unto myself a bride.
This gal I've got to see. Bringing you to Las Vegas and leaving you alone is like leaving a baby with a box of matches and no cigar.
You ought to try it, Sam. It's wonderful.
Why don't you come in the game room and watch me?
I'd better not.
Can't buck the temptation, though.
Don't be silly. I'll be glad to watch you.
You always were lucky for me. Give you 10% of my take.
No, thanks. No gambling money for me, Sam.
10! Come on!
What's that?
10! I made it! Oh, boy!
Sounds like somebody's hot.
Well, hello, Sam.
Hello, Judge.
Hello, son.
Oh, Judge.
Didn't I just marry you to a beautiful girl?
You certainly did.
Then what are you doing here?
Slumming. How are the dice running?
Well, for me, cold. For him, they sing.
That funny little guy?
Yeah, that's right. He can make any point. That's his 5th straight pass. And you know what he's doing?
What?
He's betting $1.
Oh, that's murder.
I'm hotter than a Bunsen burner. 7 dice. Whoopee! It's 7. Shoot $1.
I'm leaving. He's dollaring the joint into the poorhouse.
Oh, I can't stand it. Look, Bunsen, are you a fugitive from a state institution?
I work in a toy factory. Why?
Why don't you double?
Well, how do you mean?
I don't believe in gambling myself, but you can't make any money unless you bet correctly.
You can't? Well, I'm $13 ahead now. Think I ought to quit?
Yes, but you won't. How much money have you got there?
$82.
All right, shoot 40.
Are you nuts? I work all week for $40.
How can a guy work all week for 40 stinking fish? It ain't human.
Go ahead, shoot it before they cool off.
Well...
Let him go.
I can't.
He's froze.
Go on, fly him.
Okay.
A nice pair of snake
Oh,
eyes.
me.
2, you lose. Well, shoot the other 40.
Are you crazy?
Somebody is. Shoot it. There. Now, let's go.
What are you doing to me? Come on, 7. 3. I'm ruined. I was so happy, and then you had to come along.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead. Punch me in the nose. It won't matter.
Shut up and just stand there. I'll get your money back for you. Give me $80, Sam.
Yeah.
Don't trust him. They hire guys like him in gambling places.
Shut up. Shoot the 80.
I'm going along.
Come on, Dice. Get it.
12. That's bad.
I knew it. It's all over.
Quiet, you little mouse. He's getting your cheese out of the trap. More money, Larry?
Yeah, you better let me have a few hundred, Sam. This is liable to take a long time. 8. Right. That does it. Okay, here's your money, Sam. And here's your $80, Bunsen.
You're not quitting just when you get him hotter than a $2 pistol.
I am. All I wanted to do was get that little guy's money back for him.
Larry, I think you're really cured.
Shoot the works. Shoot $80.
Oh, brother.
Wait till I get my money off the table.
Sam, my honeymoon. I'll see you later.
Larry, wait.
Hello, Judge. I'm in a rush. I got to find Mary.
That may take a bit of doing, son. She's moved to another room.
What do you mean? Mary isn't mad at me. I haven't even seen her.
No, but she saw you.
Oh, you're nuts. Why should she move? We've got the bridal suite.
You have. Mary is out to get some sort of a record, son, even for Las Vegas. You've been married 4 hours, and she's filed suit for divorce.
Pardon me. Is this other seat taken?
I'm not in the habit of dining with strange men. I prefer to be left alone.
Oh, Mary,
The only thing I have to say to you was in the papers which were served on you tonight.
But, honey, this is our wedding night.
Go away. It's our divorce night, too.
Well, it's all so simple. You probably thought I was gambling.
Just because you had money on the table and were throwing the dice? That's ridiculous.
Well, I was just trying to get the little guy out of the spot I got him into. You wouldn't want a little factory worker to lose his whole week's pay.
Of course not. And I wouldn't want you to lose anything either. Here's the money you gave me to go shopping with, and there's also $14.95 that I spent on a nightgown. Since you didn't get to see it, you shouldn't have to pay for it. Here's $15. You owe me a nickel.
Oh, this is ridiculous. You keep the money. I always believe in paying people for their trouble.
So that's why I sent for you, Graham. I thought there might be some hope, but now I'm not so sure.
Mary, in a town like Las Vegas, there's always hope. What have you been doing besides divorcing Larry?
I've been gambling a lot and winning.
Gambling? Oh, no.
I began it just to spite Larry, but before long I began to suspect that I was playing right into his hands. All of his friends are trying to get me to play roulette, shoot craps, or bet on a golf game. I think I'm right in the middle of a frame-up, with Larry behind the framing.
But, Mary, you can't be serious about gambling.
I certainly am. I've won a fortune in the last few days, and if I can clean up tonight, I'm going to buy a club of my own and put you in charge of the poker tables.
I'd better get back to Hollywood and catch another plane. That last ride did something to my ears.
You heard what I said. Little Mary Audrey is lucky at gambling, and tonight I'm going to prove it to everyone in Las Vegas, including Larry Scott.
Where you been, Larry?
I went out into the world for a couple of days, Sam.
Rough out there, isn't it?
Some people live respectable lives and have no trouble.
I wouldn't worry. Mary may see it your way.
Not Mary. I wouldn't want her to change.
She already has. As near as the boys and I can figure, she's won $110,000 in the last 2 days. And right now, she's playing black at $5,000 a crack and winning every spin.
You mean you're broke, Judge?
Anyone who bets against your wife goes broke.
What happened?
I bet against the 16th pass.
I see.
But I have no regrets. I'd do it again.
There's $200,000, and we cut one card for the difference.
All right. King of spades.
Ace of diamonds.
Lady, you're the new owner of the Sky's the Limit Club, and I'm through with gambling for life.
Larry, there's only one way to stop it. Let me have a stake, and I'll get into that no-limit game at Mary's new club.
Well, Sam, since I'm responsible for you losing your shirt, here's a chunk for you. But Mary's grandfather's dealing that game, and they don't come any better.
Maybe not, but I'm pretty handy with the pasteboards myself, and I have an idea this is going to pay off.
This makes a cozy little two-handed game. One to the dealer.
Try you for $1,000. How's business, Mary?
Wonderful, Sam, unless you get lucky.
Raise you 500.
Gotta see you, Gramp.
Sometimes I forget. Does a flush beat a straight?
That's right. You're pot. But you don't forget.
Thank you, my friend. Your deal. Oh, hello, Larry. Come on in and watch.
Oh, thanks, Gramp. I just stopped in to say goodbye, Sam.
Leaving?
He's always leaving.
I'll miss you, kid.
Well, it's nice to know that you will. Bye. Bye, Gramp.
Hoping for 1,000. Bye, son.
Up 2.
Well, bye.
2 more. Bye.
And you? What do you expect me to do, Mary? I've apologized, I've crawled, I've sent flowers, and I've waited. Nothing happens. I'll wait just 90 seconds more outside in the bar. Just 90 seconds more for you to make up your mind.
Maybe we ought to synchronize our watches.
Cards.
2 here.
1 to the dealer.
80 seconds left.
So what?
Maybe you ought to know that Larry told you the truth, Mary. He wasn't shooting for himself that night. He was just trying to get that little chump even.
It doesn't matter now.
5,000.
See it and 5 more. Larry's a guy who always levels, Mary. And he's really through gambling.
You bet like it was only money. 5 more.
Who taught you this game?
That's like asking who taught Beethoven to write the Ninth Symphony.
Oh, you rate yourself that high.
Only with a deck of cards. Other things baffle me.
5 back at you. Me too. You see, there's more to this than a game of poker, Mary. Larry didn't frame you into gambling. That was an idea the judge and I had to make you see things Larry's way. Larry didn't even know about it.
Maybe. But too many other things have happened.
I figured you'd get gambling in your blood and go back to Larry.
5 more. How's your blood?
Like my money keeps circulating. 5 again.
It's too late.
Larry played it straight ever since he met you. But you couldn't do that for him. You dogged it.
20 seconds. 5 more, chum.
And again. Another thing. I've got no action in this game. I'm playing on Larry's money. I figured that if I cleaned you out, you'd stop spinning like a roulette wheel. And if I lost Larry's, though, that'd be all right, too. He'd get out of town and not have you around to turn the knife.
I'll tap you.
I like your style, Gramp. You're on.
What have you got?
8s. A pair.
That was a beautiful bluff, but it wins. Mary, where are you going?
To find Larry if it isn't too late.
Okay, so I won. What did you really have, Gramp?
Go ahead and look.
Ace full.
So what? I tossed in my hand. Oh, back so soon?
He hadn't left, and he's not going to. He's staying right here with me.
But, honey, what about the poker game?
It's over. Sam cleaned me out, and I'm glad.
Mary, I don't understand.
I'll tell you all about it after the honeymoon.
That's good enough for me.
Let's go, Gramp. I think a couple of the customers want the back room.
Yes, for a big game.
So long, Gramp, you old four-flusher.
What?
Where's that big poker game? I'm hotter than a Bunsen burner.
Gramp, put out the Bunsen burners your go. We're warm enough without him.
Oh, what delightful performances. In a minute, we'll visit with Robert Young and Barbara Hale. But right now, Bernard Dudley has something to say to you, and as usual, his subject is feminine beauty.
Spring has come back to the Carolinas, and in a garden in Charleston, a girl sits reading a magazine amid the azaleas and magnolias. She's wearing a halter suit of gay printed cotton, and her arms and neck and shoulders are revealed, soft and beautiful in the sunlight. How lovely this girl is. How smooth the texture of her skin, rivaling in its softness the beauty of her lovely face. This is a girl who every day of her life takes her beauty bath with Camay. You see, a Camay beauty bath gives to all of your skin the very finest kind of complexion care. You can bring to your arms, your legs, your throat, and your shoulders a luxurious beauty treatment with a mild and gentle lather of Camay, the soap of beautiful women. And you will leave your bath delightfully fresh and clean, from the tip of your toes to the top of your pretty head, just touched with a delicate flower-like fragrance of Camay, the soap of beautiful women.
Robert Young, you're an odds-on favorite to be wonderful on any show. And Barbara Hale, your winning ways were mighty successful in tonight's gambling romance. You were both splendid.
Hedda, flattery like that will get you nothing, except a happy actor.
Don't let him be modest, Hedda. Bob's a grand actor, and he was wonderful to me when we were shooting Lady Luck.
Oh, I've just been around sound stages longer than Barbara, and I tipped her off to a few tricks.
Well, they must have been mighty good ones. I understand that Barbara's fan mail tripled after the picture was released.
Well, I guess the studio was happy. They came through with what I wanted most.
And that, of course, is my announcement. Barbara Hale, co-starring with her husband, Bill Williams, will soon be seen in RKO's A Likely Story.
That's it.
Robert Young will soon be seen in RKO's They Won't Believe Me, I thank you.
And I thank you.
And RKO thanks anybody who had anything to do with this. Now, where were we?
Well, we were talking about Barbara's role as Mrs. Bill Williams.
Well, I can give you a few tips there, too, Barbara.
I imagine you can, Bob, with your lovely wife, 4 daughters, and 14 years of married happiness.
Well, thanks so much for the offer, Bob, but, well, Bill and I are just as happy as you and Betty, although we can't match your 4 children yet.
That's right, Barbara, but July will be upon you before you know it. And who knows, you may have twins.
Well, that would be wonderful. We'd be half caught up with Bob in one fell swoop.
Well, don't get too enthusiastic with your swoop. Have you ever tried finding shoes for the little angels?
No, but I'm looking into the 3-cornered pants department.
Well, how did you find the supply?
I think 3 people have cornered the market. I can't find any.
Well, as a grandmother myself, darling, I know just what you're up against.
Do you still remember how to use them, Grandma?
Do I? First, you take the diaper in one hand, the pins in the other, and the baby in the other.
Oh, that can't be right, Hedda.
No, it can't. You take the powder in one hand and reach under with the, Say, Hedda, this is going to take... This is going to take more time than we can spare, so maybe Barbara and I'd better go where we can thrash the whole thing out.
Well, maybe you'd better, but before you go, thanks to both of you, Robert Young and Barbara Hale, for a memorable evening on This is Hollywood. Next week, friends, and I repeat, next week, we'll give you the radio scoop of the year. Kamei presents the year's most honored picture and my personal choice for the Academy Award, Samuel Goldwyn's The Best Years of Our Lives. Dana Andrews and Harold Russell, the courageous young men who lost both hands in the war, will play the parts they played in the picture. George Brent will play the part Freddie March played in the picture. Freddie couldn't leave his New York play to fly out here to do it. You can't afford to miss The Best Years of Our Lives, a great and moving picture, filled with all the love, warmth, and understanding the human heart can hold. And now, this is Hedda Hopper saying, so long until next week.
This is Hollywood is presented each week at the same time by Kamei, the soap of beautiful women. For a smoother, softer skin, do as so many of America's most beautiful brides do. Use Kamei. Be sure to be with us again next week to hear The Best Years of Our Lives, starring George Brent, Dana Andrews, and Harold Russell. Tonight's program was directed by Frank Woodruff and written by Paul Pierce, with the original music composed and directed by Adolf Deutsch. Heard in tonight's performance were Griff Barnett as Gramp, Eddie Fields as Sam, Sandy Bickert as the judge, and Dawes Butler as the Bunsen Burner. Lady Luck was presented through the courtesy of RKO Radio Pictures, now releasing the Technicolor production Sinbad the Sailor, starring Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Maureen O'Hara, and Walter Slazak. Sinbad the Sailor will soon be heard on this program. This is Bernard Dudley speaking for Kamei, the soap of beautiful women. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.